What's up, everybody? I'm not going to fucking lie to you guys today. My patience is worn thin. I'm going to tell you why. Zach, I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell everybody out there why. Because we already fucking did this.
We did this already.
We fucking been over this. I did an amazing intro talking about what we're going to be doing today. It's an episode of Are You for the Dark, episode 2. Since the series began.
The Tale of Laughing in the Dark is what it's called.
The Zebo the Clown episode. That's what everybody knows it as.
See, the first time we did this, it was way more heartfelt. Like, oh man, you remember this show? Oh, I love this show. Now he's all pissed.
Yeah, it was fucking stupid. But you know what? Maybe it's for a reason. Maybe it just fits in right with the theme of the 90s because I got the attitude.
That track will be called Attitude.
But it sucks because we recorded for like fucking 6-7 minutes. It was a really cool intro and this whole deal. And then my shit fucking crashed and the audio fucking failed. And I'm just ready to fucking kill Zach.
Yeah, he's probably gonna need a new laptop soon. So
there's nothing wrong with my shit.
All you people on the Patreon, give us a new laptop. That's the new perk.
No, there's nothing wrong with my shit. I don't get it. I have no fucking clue.
It seems to mess up every time we do this, basically.
No, I don't know. I don't want to fucking talk about it anymore. We had this big old thing we went into, but you know what? Fuck that. We're just going to roll with it. We're watching this. It's not streaming anywhere. You can watch this shit on YouTube half the time because they got a lot of episodes on there. I don't think this episode's on YouTube itself.
If it is on there, I think it's one that's blocked in America.
Okay. And the only thing I'll repeat. Oh, I fucking hate repeating myself, man. Repeat and Pete myself.
That's another show we got to do.
I know, but what I want to say is that this show, unlike Goosebumps, actually holds up. Goosebumps was the daytime equivalent to this on Fox Kids. It usually aired around 3:30, 4 p.m. when you'd get home from school. This was actually on like at prime time or just past prime time later at night. And it really seemed like it was actually more geared towards teenagers. And it holds up. The stories are good.
It's got its stinkers in there. There's some bad ones.
Of course it does.
But for the most part, they hold up.
Yeah, I actually don't think... I mean, this one's a classic, but there's much better episodes than this.
Yeah. I think I kind of define this episode as one that, like, if you've never seen this show, this is a good one to start with.
Yeah. I'd like to do the Ghastly Grinner.
Yeah.
That one's good, too. But anyway, no more bullshitting. We're going to do this. So basically, we're queued up right when it's faded to black.
Right before the cold open at the carnival.
Yeah, the cold open with the carnival and the swing set and all that bullshit. Because we got a funky version with a weird intro. But anyway, I don't know where you guys are going to be able to find it. You guys might not be able to. Zach had to get this online.
fmovies.com. If you get it from there and you're watching the same version we got, we're starting at 18 seconds in.
We're not endorsing illegally downloading shit, but...
You don't have to download it, though. You can just go there and watch it.
And stream it, but...
Legal.
Is it really wrong, though, if it's not available commercially? That's kind of our stance at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway... Let's go and get rolling. I've already talked too much as it is. So, 3, 2, 1, play.
Hell yeah, we're seeing that moon fade in, baby.
I should have did the countdown in the Zebo voice. You know, the
Give it back. Give it back. You stole my nose.
Which, it's just going to be this Barker here. That's the same voice as Zebo.
Is it?
Who is also Dr. Vink in the first episode.
Okay. The guy with the wild hair?
Yeah, that's Dr. Vink with the va. But the guy...
he's in a couple episodes throughout the series.
Yeah, he is. And he actually appears as Dr. Vink. Yeah, correct. But this guy who's at the front of the carnival trying to gather people around for the attraction, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's the funnest ride in the park when you're laughing in the dark. He's known as the Barker.
Yeah.
And, yeah, that's actually... Dr. Vink with no facial hair and no hair. And he's also Zebo's voice. I wonder, since he was in both the first 2 episodes, if it was like this thing where at first they were like, hey, we're going to have you play a different thing in every episode.
It could have been, yeah.
Do you think he's like all upset? It's like, you guys had me for 2 episodes. You got me all fucking, led to believe.
That kind of makes me think it might have been like maybe he was a creator of the show or a writer or something. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Is that blonde girl... Like, did she go on to do, like, crappy soap operas or something?
I don't know. She looks like she did Skinamax porn, too.
I want to say she's been on, like, Young and the Restless or something for years.
Why you watch that shit?
I know. I know I've seen her on TV while flipping through channels.
They were also kind of finding their footing a little bit with format. Obviously, this is just the second episode, but you saw how it had a pre-scene before we got to the campfire.
No classic intro, that classic theme song and everything on this one.
What do you mean?
That
Oh, you mean this didn't actually have the intro?
it didn't. It just had that cold open.
Oh shit. Well, then maybe people are all fucked. Maybe we should have started. Maybe we should have told everybody we started hypothetically where the intro would end.
It never had an intro, even whenever they showed it on Nick. This is one that just...
Oh, so we're just talking about specifically this old episode.
Yeah.
Gotcha. But I'm saying, like, it was weird. Yeah, it had more of a cold open with the actual... Because didn't it have, like, a little bit of this at first? What was that scene we just saw before the campfire?
That's just how it started, yeah. That took the place of the intro.
What was it?
It was kind of like she was setting up the story, but then it was a false start because somebody said something and it cut to them sitting there.
That's right. And they were all like, man, that fucking story sucks.
And then she's like, no, it's going to get good, though. After that, this ugly fucking kid in a hat showed up, right? And he was a ginger. So I always wondered, like, how are they telling the story? What's it sound like on their end? So then the little fuck says this and then walks away.
How many of the listeners out there are gingers, man, that you just insulted?
I got gingers in my family. I don't give a shit.
Oh, so it's cool. It's like that. It's like saying the N-word. You got a little bit. You got cred.
As long as you're a white person, you can have a ginger. I could be making fun of gingers and then have a baby one day, and it could be a ginger.
Yeah, isn't that weird? How it's not really it isn't really what's the word I'm thinking of? It's not like a genetic. It's not like a thing, like a family trait. It just happens sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a much more common albino. Like, you know, sometimes you can have an albino child.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what that is. Like, what chromosome thing happens to where you have orange hair and freckles?
I don't know.
I didn't mean to say chromosome. That just made it sound like it was a, you know, that was real.
What birth defect is it that fucking happens?
But it is weird though. That's a pretty cool stat. I want to figure that out. Like, how much of the population is ginger?
I wonder if it has something to do with Irish too, blood, maybe.
Well, but the thing is I've seen, dude, Irish people don't look like gingers.
Yeah.
They actually have like, it's different. Like their red hair is different.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of Irish people don't even have red hair at all. Like, you know, but I'm talking like ginger where they have like freckles, like their whole skin complexion is made up of freckles that are barely connecting.
Who's your favorite ginger? It had to be Troy from Angus for me.
Yeah, I guess so. Freckle face cartoon. He's also on Major Payne.
That dude's great.
What causes ginger?
Also the
hair?
Shermanator on the American Pie movies.
Yep, all the same guy. Let's see. The genetics of red hair discovered in 1997, wow, that late, appear to be associated with the melanocortin 1 receptor, the MC1R, which is found on chromosome 16. Red hair is associated with fair skin color because low concentration.
MC1R should be the name of an MC with red hair.
I guess you're right.
I'm that redheaded chromosome that your wife be getting. You don't know why. I be fucking your wife. You don't know.
Because of low concentrations of eumelanin throughout the body of those with red hair caused by the MC1R mutation can cause both. Where does ginger...
Is that like melanin?
I don't know, man. This is still weird, though. I don't want to speak out of school here and just say a bunch of bullshit. Like, I just sit there and told everybody that it was a genetic thing.
I have no problem doing that. Actually, what it is that causes red hair is that a gnome sneaks in and fucks your wife while you're not awake. So if your kid has red hair, there's a good chance the gnome fucked your wife. And that's a proven fact.
Oh, this is driving me crazy, man. I really don't know. I wish somebody would tell us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to type in Google as if I'm dealing with it personally. I'm going to type in, how did my child end up with red hair?
What if it just told you like a gnome broke into your wife's house and fucked her while you're sleeping? And then you look at who the poster was and it was me like 5 years ago and I forgot I did it.
Let's see.
You ever do stuff like that? You ever listen to an old episode and then like you kind of respond as if it's happening now, and then 5 years ago you responded the same thing. It's like, I don't remember saying that. It's like I haven't changed in 5 years.
Dude, I really never really knew that it was like a serious burden to people. Like, people really are, they really don't want redhead kids.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know why. I guess, like, for people with it, like, they burn way easier in the sun and stuff.
Are you carrying the redhead gene? Somebody posts on this blog too. Like, a lot of parents are worrying about children being born gingers. I don't want my kids to be like, it's a thing. Like, whoa, like, people don't want it. That's weird.
Is it the number one cause of abortion?
Dude, goodness great. Like, can they find that out? They don't even want to take the risk that it could be a ginger.
They do a sonogram and they're like, we see freckles on the kid. What do you think? Should we abort it?
I can't take the chance.
I'm being really offensive to people with red hair.
It really is. But isn't it weird how a lot of ginger people look the same?
Just, red hair or freckles.
I mean, I'm trying not to say something that could be really offensive.
That's racist against gingers. They all look the same.
No, I mean, I don't know. There's something I want to say, but it's very insensitive, and I'm not trying to be insensitive.
You're thinking about saying they're all ugly as fuck, is what he's thinking.
That's not what I said. But they do, when somebody is a ginger, they tend to have a lot of similar type features, you know? And it makes me wonder, is it like some kind of chromosomal change, kind of like how a lot of Down syndrome kids kind of look the same? That's horrible.
They don't look that bad. We're totally joking for everybody listening, by the way.
We got to take that out.
You know what? A good runner-up for best ginger is the kid from Children of the Corn. Outlander! We got your woman!
Man, I feel horrible.
Her blood will spill!
Well, I was going to say the kid from Christmas Story, who's also in Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, yeah.
The brother in the bathtub. He's a pretty famous one.
The Farkas.
Yeah, Farkas. Man, I feel bad. I got to set the record straight. I'm very sensitive to, like, that's something I don't like to play about.
That's like something I would say that you said.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, I wasn't making fun of him. I wasn't trying to. I take, diseases and things like that, or conditions like that, very seriously. Things that people can't help, especially when they impact children. But I was just trying to get the point across. Like, I think, is it like a similar science where there's like a certain?
It's not. It's just, yeah.
I fucking sound horrible, man.
They're gonna make a vaccine for the ginger. You take this, you can't have a ginger.
Don't have kids after 40, or they might be a ginger.
Is that a thing?
Well, I mean, they say that. No, it's just kind of playing along with what we're talking about. But they say that I guess it's 40 women. They say that the longer you take after the age of 40, if you're a woman, you have a child. They say it increases
birth defects.
Birth defects, autism, things like that. I mean, I've heard different ages, but that's why women.
And I found out recently that it does it the same about the same as if two cousins have sex and have a baby.
Oh, you were real surprised that the percentile wasn't that big. Like, hey, I got the go ahead, Zach said.
If I ever find a cousin that's hot, maybe I'll do it.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
Oh, did you see that video I sent you this morning from Arrested Development?
I did not.
Speaking of cousins fucking each other, I sent you a video of, remember how I had that idea where, if I ever make a movie, there's going to be a courtroom scene, and for no reason they're going to say, oh, the Honorable Judge Reinhold residing. It's going to be Judge Reinhold playing the judge, and that's it. That's the joke. They did it already. Not only that, but Judge Reinhold says, we have a hung jury, and then it cuts to William Hung playing a song on stage. So they outdid me. They came up with my idea and stole it years before I ever came up with it.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, man.
They probably went to the future and heard one of our podcasts, is what I think.
Hey, man, there's only so much creativity to go around, man. We're bound to copy each other. I wrote a riff. I wrote this riff. I record all my little jam sessions when I'm playing guitar, just to, keep track of things I might stumble across that are cool. Mm-hmm. And I wrote this cool little lick, and I was fooling around with it for 10 minutes, and I did this 3 or 4 months ago, and then the new Judas Priest album came out a couple months ago, and there's a song that sounds a lot like it. Like, well, fuck me.
They were listening in on you. They bugged your phone.
They hacked into my cloud. It just happens, though.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was listening to it, man. I was at my brother's house, and I was going through my audio notes because I had other stuff I wanted to show my brother, and he heard it. He's like, oh, man, that sounds just like that song. I'm like, fuck you, man. Look at this date. Look at this date on this file. Predates it.
You should call Rob Halford and kick his ass.
I could just go to his doorstep. He lives here in Phoenix.
Oh, yeah.
I always wanted to go in this fun house, man. I always thought it looked really cool.
Mm-hmm. You gotta go right to door number 6. That's where this motherfucker is.
So that fog machine's supposed to indicate cigar smoke. Is he like leaning his head on the floor and blowing it out the crack?
He's
Because
lighting it up, baby.
But why would it come out of the bottom
He's
like
got
that?
some dank shit in there.
It literally looks like it's being like shot out like from a hose.
You know the thumbnail has to be Zebo with a blunt in his mouth now.
Yeah, it's gotta be, man. Lots of opportunity for that.
Watch now, I won't be able to find a good enough picture to use for it. I don't give a fuck. It'll be low res as fuck if it has to be.
And we'll have to throw it up on Instagram, which, by the way, it's a nice opportunity to plug that. We recently just got on Instagram. It's a nice place where we can promote these new episodes, and Zach can put up his thumbnails that he creates and all that stuff.
And behind the scenes stuff. You can see the original artwork ideas for the Deep End right now is on there.
That's right. And you can see like the picture of me and my baby dick.
Yeah. I took the Nirvana Nevermind album cover and put his face on the baby.
I don't know how Instagram works as far as, is it as sensitive as Facebook? Like if you would also attach the picture with the big dick you put on there too?
Yeah, I also made a picture with a big dick on the baby, but that's probably not safe for the internet right now.
Do you think that would get flagged by Instagram?
Probably because it is a real dick with a boner. So it probably would.
Oh, man.
I made a couple variants. So I made one with just huge balls and a tiny dick, and then one with big balls and a big dick.
I thought that one was the funniest. So what's the message? What's the theme of this episode? I don't understand. Like I get some episodes might have a theme like, oh, be careful what you wish for, like the Sandman episode, right?
Yeah, basically this kid's an asshole to his two friends, and he's calling them chicken and stuff, and then it turns out he's really just as big as a chicken as they are, I guess.
So the theme is just to not be a bully and be nice?
Yeah. This bootleg fucking botch clone of Bobby Butnick here.
He guest starred in an episode,
yeah.
actually. The Mummy episode, which I think was kind of a later one.
Mm-hmm. Remember the episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark where they're at like a theater and Nosferatu's playing?
That's a great one.
And he comes out of the screen.
Yeah, that's a classic one. That's a good one. I'd like to do that one. What a cool idea.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these stories have really cool ideas.
And they could do it easily because Nosferatu's public domain.
And what's really neat though too is you could easily apply these stories that were submitted and written by these writers, and you could make an adult anthology show out of them, right? Mm-hmm. Like they could easily twist these for a different audience. So I mean that's a testament to a really good story. Unlike Goosebumps, where it's like, well, how do we translate the Galloping Gazelle to an adult show? You can't. Adam West in a fucking Batman ripoff costume.
The episode's not called the Galloping Gazelle. It's called something, but the Galloping Gazelle's the name of the superhero in it. Yeah.
It's something with a mutant, right?
Yeah, the mutant, something like that.
Something Attack of the Mutant. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I don't remember.
And it's a goofy ass episode. Not nearly as good as the Ghastly Grinner episode of Are You Afraid of the Dark, which is kind of the same plot.
With the comic book drawer, the comic book artist. Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah, and that little kid was that little fuck from the Haunted Mask Goosebumps episode.
I think the episode of Nosferatu is also pretty groundbreaking because you got to imagine that was in the first 2 seasons somewhere. It's pretty. Mm-hmm. It's an early episode, and we're talking early 90s, and the boy and the girl in it, they were breaking down barriers, man. It was a black guy and a white girl.
Hell yeah!
And at the end, he like asks her out or whatever, and they kind of have a love connection. And I'm like, man.
It ends with her getting on her knees and blowing his big fat cock.
Like we said, really breaking down barriers.
It ends with him busting out right in her face, and then it's over.
Well, you know what? I take it back. I think technically porn actually broke down those race barriers, those interracial barriers for anybody else. Because didn't they have like interracial shit?
I don't know.
Does it really count as breaking barriers if they're using it as like a fetish for their category videos?
I don't know.
Like back when it used to be considered a fetish, like when it was on the same level as midget porn. Like, oh man, my thing is interracial. Like it's this weird thing.
You ever see amputee porn?
I'm not big on porn. I hear you laughing, so obviously
amputee porn. People fucking each other with their stumps.
No, I was watching. I like to watch old episodes of Howard Stern back in his like K-Rock terrestrial days, and he used to have this recurring guest. I can't quite think of her name, but basically she's this
a porn star or something.
What's that?
Was she the porn star that he had on a lot?
No, it's not a porn star, but she's this woman with an inspiration, and it really is an inspirational story. But she's this this black woman from New York, and I guess she like would play a piano, you know, at the crosswalk in fucking Atlantic City. Anyway, she was born with no arms or legs, and so she's just this like, and even in her body too. Her body isn't a normal sized body. It literally is like the size of a 4-year-old's body, but no arms or legs. And she's got like a full-size, overweight woman's head, though.
Does she play it with her nose or something?
She does. Probably her tongue, maybe her nose. Like, he, of course, exploits her. He's like, here, open up this can of soda. He makes her and pour it into the glass. And she'll do it. She'll open it with her mouth. And then she'll, like, grab the can of soda with her lips using suction power. And she'll, like, pour it in the cup. And, like, he makes her do dumb parlor tricks.
You never know how creative you are till you don't have arms or legs.
He asked her, he's like, can you flip a quarter across the room if I asked to? She's like, yeah. And they put a quarter, and then the fucking asshole puts the quarter like 6 inches away from her face. Like, dude, she can't reach that. You got to help her a little bit. Because she's on a gurney. They have to wheel her in. She just lays on a gurney.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, and yeah, she picks up the fucking quarter with her lips and tongue, and then she flips it behind her head, like all the way across the room, like 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty insane. Anyway, of course, Howard Stern's asking her questions about sex. And she has a healthy sex life with her husband. And I don't know, man. Then it made me think of that because it's like,
did he bring up the movie Freaks?
No.
There's a scene in Freaks where a guy with no arms or legs is like smoking a cigarette or something. He's doing it with his, I don't remember. I forget how he does it. But yeah, they were kind of exploited on that movie.
They're always exploited though, but. Uh-oh. This is actually kind of creepy as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Give it back.
It should have had blood in it like it.
Yeah.
That would have been a little too violent, but like that wasn't that scary. And by the way, I would have like, how come he didn't make any noise? He literally just reacted without any like.
He's not a great actor. Did you hear him on the phone? I was scared on the ride, and I'm really scared now. He doesn't sound all that scared.
He's horrible.
So now he's taking the nose back. We just talked through this whole episode. That was quick.
These are short ass episodes, man. They're only like 22 minutes. 24.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe the theme is don't steal shit that's not yours too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And fuck your friends telling stories around a campfire. Just have an orgy.
Well, and I always thought that was really weird too. Like, who in the 90s, what preteens or teenagers or whatever would really have a midnight society and they go in the woods and tell stories?
I probably would.
And just tell story. Yeah, but it's a neat idea, maybe between one or two friends, but who really gets that big of a group together? And of course, it's very PC and they're all a motley bunch. You know, they all look like they really hang out in different crowds and circles in school, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, you know, those kids would be out there smoking pot and getting their first blowjobs.
Maybe that's really what they're doing. We just don't see that part. This is just the first part of it. Then it ends before we see like the orgy happen.
Yeah, I mean,
they're snorting blow off of, tits and shit.
Mosquito tits. You see the age of these kids? But anyway, someone does a line of coke off Frank's fucking dick. He's not even in this episode. He doesn't come to like the first few episodes.
And
or
he
something.
comes, baby. He comes.
Good. That's good. I should have said Gary. There's actually one episode where how'd
that kid buy cigars, by the way? Is that how lenient they are in Canada?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, oh, what the hell? You got free health care. Take them.
What did you know? There's one episode, I can't remember which one it is. There's one episode of this show where they actually have a scene with Gary and one of the girls that's like in their day-to-day life.
I think I remember that, yeah. They made kind of
like
a movie.
his job.
The Silver Sight, they made like a movie episode on the last season.
Oh, I didn't watch the last season.
I was still young.
Like after all the original cast left?
Like the older brother came back. I remember. Maybe some other ones did.
Yeah, I never seen it. But did that show stay good after the first few seasons?
The only ones I really remember are the earlier episodes, so probably not too good.
Yeah, I don't know. I had gotten too old at that point. Once Tucker, Gary's brother, took over the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I still liked it when Tucker was introduced in like the third season or something like that, but that was kind of it.
Yeah, he came back for the movie.
But there's one. So they were making a movie within the show? What?
It was like a made-for-TV. Like, if you watch the season of the set of the last season, it'll be split up into like 3 or 4 episodes. But when they aired, it was one long episode.
It's those two right there, Gary and the blonde. There's one episode, I think, where she like comes to Gary where maybe he's like a bag boy at a grocery store or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really weird. And it's probably here in the first season, and it's probably still when they're still kind of trying to find their footing. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe we can have this every now and again. Like, show them, like, okay, fuck that. That was a bad idea. Because it takes away time from the story. You only have so much time to tell a story.
Right.
We get to hear the song here, man. Oh, no, this is
It's good.
Actually, this isn't even on the intro. This is like...
it's like a rock version of it.
Yeah, it's like Unsolved Mysteries all over again, where you have 2 versions of the theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, though. So if we were going to do a second episode, what episode would you do, hypothetically?
You pick. I picked this one. So I'll let you pick the second.
We can... I say you should do the...
Pinball Wizard is one you always say.
That's my I have such good memories of that one. But I would do the Nosferatu one. I kept wanting to say Nostradamus. And then I want to say Negrodamus. But Nosferatu. I wonder if that one's streaming.
Negrodamus? Is that like the blaxploitation version of Nostradamus?
You never watched Dave Chappelle? That was a skit. He had Paul Mooney playing Negrodamus.
Okay, yeah.
But all right, guys. Well, let us know what other episodes you want us to do of this, or if you want us to go back to things like Tales from the Crypt or the Twilight Zone, or I guess Friday the 13th series. That's my least favorite of all these. Or if you want us to move on and try and dab into Tales from the Dark Side, things like that. But that's all we got. Do you have anything, Zach?
I got nothing.
Once again, check us out on Instagram. I think it's under the moniker revivalhouse.net, but dot is spelled out D-O-T. Go follow us there. We're going to try and baby that format because that seems to be what all the kids are doing, and it's fun, you know. So,
you think we're going to have to find the people that own the username, just Revival House, and rough them up a bit, make them give us that?
You can gag them with a way I know you'll be pleased with.
I could try, yeah.
You could try. So check us out there. And of course, if you guys are on YouTube by chance, make sure you guys are subscribing to this channel. If you like it, click the bell and then let that fucking bell know one more time that you want to be alerted every time we upload a video. And if you guys only check us out on YouTube, that's great. If you follow us out here already. I didn't even really say a word there, but go over to iTunes. We're going to put the links to our iTunes and shit on all these videos. Go over there. Listen to us on that format because we can get away with a lot more production, a lot more shit that Google won't let us pass and YouTube will flag us for, and we don't want that. We want you guys to enjoy us to the maximum ability. And if you think we deserve it, go over there, leave a 5-star rating, leave a review, and if you came from YouTube to go and do that, leave a comment here and let us know you did, and we'll validate you there, give you some praise. So yeah, check out the new Deep End that is uploaded as of this recording. So go back and find that. Also, Mac and Zach, I think you guys did a drunken commentary. Will that be up by the time this is up?
Hopefully.
What'd you guys do?
We did 2 movies, but the one that's coming out first is Scary Movie.
Okay. So be on the lookout for that. Perhaps that'll be up by the time this is up. And oh yeah, let's go ahead and pitch it. We were recently on Josh James's. He's on the show quite a bit. You guys probably know him at this point. His R-rated horror commentary channel on YouTube.
Troll 2, baby.
Yeah, we were guests on his Troll 2 commentary, and I think that just went live a day or 2 ago.
Riverman 2 for the first time.
Riverman 2. So check that all out. Show everybody some love that I mentioned, and we'll catch you guys next time. Adios. Up your nose with a rubber hose. Bye-bye puppets. All that shit.